is been shared to you, and you might be having the notes with you. Okay, so in the basic search and traversal techniques, basically these two techniques, or what we can say the operations. Okay, so it could be search operation or the traversal operation. You might have studied in your second semester the different types of operations which can be performed on the data structures. Among those, the couple of the operations are search, and the second one is the traversal. Search means what? Suppose if there is a given data structure, search means it's identifying whether that particular data element is present in the data structure or not. If it is present, we can say search is successful, or if it is not present, we can say that search is unsuccessful. In the similar way, the another operation is traversal. Traversal means it is visiting or accessing each and every element or the node in a particular data structure. Each and every data element or the element, visiting it by in a particular method for doing one particular operation, that we can say it is as a traversal. Okay, so these basic search and the traversal techniques we are going to study in DAA, especially with respect to two types of data structures. Okay, these two types of data structures, what we usually call it as a non-linear data structures, which are trees and graphs. Okay, so with respect to the data structures, trees and graphs, we are going to study how to perform the search and the traversal techniques. Very basic operations we are going to study. We are not going into in deep. Only the basic parts we will be studying here. Okay, now when I talked about trees and graphs, the second one, the graphs, which we have already covered. Graph we have spoken, we have studied the basic part of that in the beginning of the fourth unit. Okay, trees is something which we have not studied in DAA. So have you studied trees in your data structure subject in the second semester? Anybody can just answer. Yes, Manisha.
So
Manisha, have you studied uh, trees in data structure?
we have studied.
You have studied, right? Okay, fine. So trees means what? It is a what we can say, it is a hierarchical representation of the data elements. The hierarchical representation of the data elements. Hierarchical means there could be one particular data which we usually call it as a node, N-O-D-E, node in the trees, which will be having its descendants, ascendants and the descendants. Basically, the topmost will be a root, and then there will be a followed by its childs. So like this way, the trees will be arranged. So in this particular concept, that is basic search, we are going to focus on binary trees. Binary trees means each node can have maximum of 2 childs, not more than that. A particular node, the node which we usually call it as a parent node, parent can have maximum of 2 child. Then we can say that type of data structure or the tree as binary tree. Okay, so in the binary tree we are going to study different traversal techniques. There are total 3 traversal techniques. The first one is pre-order, second is in order, and the third is post order. Okay, let us see the one particular simple example here. Now, so what I have here is that I have a tree, and I can say that this particular tree is what? This particular tree is a binary tree, because I have one parent, which here it is denoted as a root node, and it is having 2 child. The first one is the left child and the right child. So it is having maximum 2 child. So I can say this is a binary tree. So in this particular binary tree, we can have the traversal techniques. There are total 3 different types of traversal techniques. The first one is pre-order, second one is in order, and the third is post order. The words here, the terminologies here, what it indicates, it indicates something called something related to pre, second is in and the third is post. Okay, so pre means before, okay, in means in between, and post means after. Okay, now here this pre or in or post, these terms are associated with the parent or the root. Pre, in, post, all these three terms are related or associated with the parent. How it is associated? Let us try to see the first one, that is traversal technique, which we call it as a pre-order. Pre means here before. We know in this particular simple example, in the simple example which we are taken here, we have a tree consisting of one parent and two child. Okay, so pre means this pre, as I said, associated with what? The parent. So in the order to make the traversal, first I have to visit the parent. First I have to visit the parent, then I can go to my child's, then I can go and I can visit my child's. That is first, then will be a left child and then the right child. So if in the pre-order traversal, how the traversal technique is used is that first visit the parent, that is the root node, and then followed by the left child and then followed by the right child. Always it is a habit that what we do is that first we will go with the left and then right. So here in the pre means first visit root, then visit left child and then right child. That what we call it as a pre-order traversal. Okay. Second type of technique is in order. In order means in between. Okay, as we know, we are talking about here binary trees. Then there are how many? One parent and two childs, maximum two childs. In order, in means this, as I said, in is associated with what? It is associated with the parent. So this parent has to be considered in between left and the right child. Means first, suppose when I encountered a tree, then this is the parent and the parent might be having maximum one left and child. So here I have to see whether there is a left child present. Yes, there is a left child present. So what I should do is that first I should visit left child. Okay, then the concept here says that in. So in between that left and right, I should visit root. So here the concept would be first in order, first visit left child, then visit the root, that is the parent, and at the end you visit the right child. Visit the right child. So here the parent we are keeping in between, that is we are visiting this parent between, that is left child and right child. So this technique of traversal is called as in order traversal. Okay, now the third particular traversal technique. What the third traversal technique says that it is post order. Post. So the post again it is applicable to what? The parent or the root here. So this root we have to visit at the end. That is at the end in the sense after I visit the left child and the right child, then I should visit the root child. Then it will be something like first I will be visiting the left child, then I will be visiting the right child, and then at the end I will be looking into the root one. So left, right and root. So this type of approach or the technique of traversal, we call it as post order traversal. So here, if you just notice here, what I have indicated, when there is a binary tree, then at the max we can have maximum of two child for one particular parent. So we can have three different types of techniques, that is pre-order traversal, in-order traversal, post-order traversal. All these types of techniques are associated with the root. At what position we are visiting the root. So in the pre-order, pre indicates what? Before. before I visit any of the child, I should visit the parent or the root. So it will be root, left child, and then right child. Such a technique we call it as pre-order. The second one is in order. So again, the word, the term in, it is implicable or it is applicable to what? It is applicable to root. So it should be visited between left child and right child. So I should be visiting left child first, then root, and then the last, the right child. Then the third technique, what we call it as post order. Post order means the post term, again it is applicable to root. So this root has to be visited at the last after visiting left child, right child, and the root. So this way we can have the different types of traversal in a binary tree. Is this particular concept understood, students? The basic idea behind what is the traversal and what are the three different types of traversals? Any doubts here, students?
No, sir.
I have unmuted everyone. If you have any doubts, you may just speak out.
No, no, sir.
Understood? So the basic
Yes, yes.
concept here is that the terms pre, in, post, they are applicable to the root. At what particular position we are visiting those particular elements. Okay? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, let us see the algorithms example. Okay, so before seeing the algorithm, I would like to take examples. That would be a better idea. So let us see the example here. Okay, now so this is a tree where we have parent as a, B and C are the left and right child. So in the pre-order, what is the occurrence of the nodes? In the pre-order, as I said, pre means first visit what? Parent. So what? Who is the parent here? A is the parent. Then after A, what I should look for? I should look for visiting the left child. So left child here is B. And then after visiting the left child, the left out child is the right one. So that C I have to visit. So A, B, C is the traversal technique here. The traversal is in the pre-order, first A, then B, and then C. How it will be in case of if we are traversing through the in order approach? In order means between. I have to visit the root or the parent in between the left and the right child. So in between left and right child means what? First it will be B, left child I have to visit. Then I have to visit, that is parent. Root here is, that is A, and then the right child, that is A. So it will be B, A, C is the traversal. So what about in the post order? Post means after. The root or the parent have to be visited after visiting left, right childs and then the parent. So it will be what? B, C and A. Understood this one? Yes. Here let us see the this particular tree. Okay. May I request few of the students to unmute yourself and you can answer when I'm asking the questions. Okay. Now here the tree is what we have. This is this is also a binary tree because there is some echo in some of the, probably one of the participant echo is happening. So such students may mute. Okay. Now we have here A as the topmost, we can call it as a root. Then we have two child, that is B and C are the left and right respectively. And then again we may see that B is also a parent here, which is having D and E as the child, and then the C is also a parent which has F and G as its child. Now if we want to involve the traversal technique in pre-order, so how we should do this one? So pre here what? As we discussed, pre means before. Before we visit its childs, I have to visit what? A. Fine. So with that particular approach, I will visit A. Fine. Next is what? I have to visit what? The left child of A. Left child of A is what? It is B. Okay. Now I have to see whether this B is a parent or not. Now here I can see that B is also a parent now, which has its left as well as its right child. So I can further go inside this particular subtree. I can say this particular as, let me draw some annotations here. I can call this as a subtree and this as another subtree. When I have started with the A, since it is a pre-order, I visit, what I will be doing, I will be visiting A. After I visit A, the next will be what? I have to visit its left child. Here, the left child is what? Left child is B. So in the B left child, since it is a pre-order, I have to visit the root. So I have to visit now B. Okay, A, then B. Now after B, once I visit the B, since it talks about pre-order, after visiting the root, which one should I be visiting? I should be visiting the left child of B. So what is the left child of B? Left child of B is D. So I will be next visiting D here. So how it will go? A, B and D. Why this particular approach? Because we are doing a pre-order. So at the beginning, what we have here? A. So A is the root or the parent. I visited A. Then after A is done, next is what? Its left child. Left child here is B. Now I can see that B is having its own subtree here. B is a parent here, which has D as the left and E as the right child. So I have to proceed further visiting its left child. I have to go into this subtree. Since it is a pre-order, so root has to be visited first. That is, parent has to be visited first. So after A, it will be B. So first, let me write here. First, I will be visiting A. Then I will be visiting what? B. After visiting B, next will be what? Its left sub. Left sub child is what? This is D. Is D is a again subtree? No, D is not a subtree. It is a leaf node here. There are no descendants in the D. So the third will be what? The D I have to visit. Okay. Then A, B, D. Now, since I visited this D, if you look into this subtree where B, D, E are there. So B is done, D is done. So what is left out? Left out is right child of this subtree, which is E. So next fourth will be, I will be visiting E over here. Okay, so after visiting E, I have completed with the visiting of the subtree. Okay, so left part is completed of A. So now what I have left out? I have left out in the right part of the A, that is right child of A. Right child of A is what? It is C. Okay, now see here, I can say that C is making a subtree with F and G as its child. Then for C, since it is a pre-order, the parent has to be visited first. Then the next visit which I will be doing is for C. So next I will be reading C over here. Okay, then after I visit this C, its left child, who is its left child? F. So F I will be visiting next. So in the sixth turn, I will be visiting F. And then once I finish with the left, I have to visit right of this C. Right of the C is what? G. So the next will be G. So like this way, in the first we need to stick to the concept, that is pre means first is the parent. So A is the parent, I visited A. Then the left I have to visit. In the left, what we have here? We have again a subtree. Okay, subtree means there will be a parent and there will be a child. So the parent has to be visited first. So I visit B as the second. Then this particular B, which is a parent now, its left is what? It is left is D. So I have to visit D now. So A, B, D will be there. Since D is the last node over here, that what we call it as a leaf node. So I have to stop here itself. So after visiting this left, who is the right of B? Right of B is E. So next will be E. After visiting this one, left part of A is completed. So I have to shift to the right child of A. Then who is right child of A? It is C. So now we can say that C is again a subtree. It is making a subtree with F and G. Since it is a pre-order, first I have to visit what? The parent, that is C. So fifth will be the C. Then after C, it's left. Left is who is? It is F. So F will be visited. Then who is right? That is G. G will be visited. So in this way, we could able to traverse in a pre-order as A, B, D, E, C, F, and G. So the pre-order will be like this. A, first will be A, then it will be B, then D, E, then C, F, and G. Is this understood, students?
Yes, Uncle Vimala.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Any doubts here?
No.
Or it is fully of doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so now here, let us see in order how it happens. So, who all are there in the meeting? Ajay, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chetan, unmute. Deepika, unmute yourself. Manisha, you may also unmute. And Natasha as well, because Natasha will be so she also can unmute, and if she has doubts, she can ask. Okay. Now, so in this particular, the second approach, that is in order, let us discuss among ourselves. So you can tell the answers according to that. I will be writing here. Okay. Now, in here means what? In between. Okay, the root or the parent has to be visited between left and the right. So in that case, how the approach will be? Okay, now first, which one I have to start? I have to start from the root here. In between means first I have to visit its left child. So who is left child here?
B.
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 B. Okay, so I will come to B. Then what step has to be taken? Now we can say that B is making a subtree here.
Root.
Correct? So
Yes, sir.
Yes.
making a subtree. So we have a subtree over here. So what I should do now? Which node I have to visit now?
D.
Since B is what? B is a parent now.
Sub.
Since we are having the approach of in order, that is in between. So I cannot visit B right now because I have to first visit its left child. So who is left child? D. It is
D.
D.
okay. So D is having any subtree? No, D is not having.
No.
So first will be what? D. First I have to visit D. Okay.
D.
Next, which one I have to visit?
B.
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 Now I have to, since I am in the subtree here, I have visited the left. Okay, since it is a in
Yes.
order, so I should be visiting the parent here. Who is parent of this subtree? It is B. So I will should be visiting
B.
B in the second stage. Okay, then third one should be the right of B. Right of B is what?
A,
Right of B is E. So I
E,
am
E.
visiting 3 in the third case. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then once I do these things, that is D, B, E, which is the element that I need to visit in the next?
A.
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 I need to visit A because I have completed with the left child of A. So that since it is a in order, so I should be visiting A then. So then at the fourth time, I will be visiting A here. So in order, I'm taking here. Then I'll complete the left. I completed the parent, and then what is left out? I have left out with the right child here. Right child.
Yes, sir.
The right child of A is what? It is C. Since
C.
C is also making a subtree here. Since C is a subtree here. So subtree means C will be having two childs F and G. So C in order means I have to first look into the left child of C. Who is left child of C here?
F,
F. So the next element will be F. So at the fifth instance, I will be visiting F. So once this F is completed, then which particular node I should visit? It is the parent
C.
of this F. Who is parent of F?
C,
C.
C.
So C will be visited in the next time. Then at the end, the right one, right is here is G. So G will be visited at the next. So here I the technique involved in this particular traversal is in order. So first I visited the left part of A. In the left part of A, then again there is one more subtree. So that particular left part I visited D. Okay, then B, then E, then A, then the right of A, that is C. Since C is having its own subtree, so left of that is F. So F will be visited at the fifth, and then its root node, that is the parent 6, and that is C here, and later the right of the C is G. So the traversal here will be in order. It is first D, then B, then E, then A, then F, E, and G. Is this understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then the third traversal. Third traversal here it is post order. So post means the parent has to be visited afterwards, visiting the left and right. Okay, now tell me, who will be telling what is the first node or first node that will be visiting here in the post order?
D,
D.
First is D. Okay,
E.
then is what?
E.
E, E,
E.
Okay, we are getting two answers. Who is telling E? They can continue. Who is telling A? That answer also we will take up. So, Ajay, you were telling E. Okay, after E,
B,
B.
B. After
B.
B,
B.
hmm,
F.
F. Okay, then
G,
F.
G,
G.
G, then
C. C.
C, then
A.
E,
A.
E. Okay, now let us see whether this particular traversal is correct or not. Okay, now what is the first parent? The first parent is A. Okay, now since it is a post, parent have to be visited after visiting its left and right. So what is the left? Left is B. Okay. So is this particular left B is making a subtree here with D and E. So this B has to be visited after visiting its childs. Who is its left child? D. So first D has to be visited. Okay, that is correct. Then after D, who is its sibling? That is sibling here means the right child of the B. That is E. So E
E.
visited in the second stage. Then I completed with left, right of whom? Of B. So this B will be visited in the third stage. So here, after visiting D, E, B, left child of A is completed. Okay. Now what
Yes, sir.
I should visit right child of A. So in the right child of A, what I have? I have C here. But C is making again a subtree with F and G. So before I visit C, I should be visiting its both the childs, left and right. So the who is left child here? F. So I should be visiting F in the next stage and then the right. So who is the right child of this C? Is the G. So this 5, that is G, will be visiting in the fifth stage. Then I should visit the parent, that is C. So sixth stage I will be visiting C. And then once I finished with all the right part, I finished with the left, I finished with the right side, then who is left out? The main parent, who is in this case is A. So this A will be visited in the last. So the traversal here in the post order is D, E, B, F, G, C and A. Like this way, we can have the post order traversal. I hope this particular concept is understood. The tracing of the or the traversing of the trees. Any doubts? If anybody has any doubts, you can unmute yourself and any doubts, student?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Let us solve certain more examples over here. Okay, so the next example here, yes, I have it. Okay, let me minimize the screen so that we can have the entire tree on the screen. Okay, yes. So is this tree visible to everybody, or is there
Yes, sir.
the screen is cutting off? No, right? Okay. So in the pre-order, okay, so in the pre-order, now you just carefully look into the tree. What we have at the top, A is having two child, B and G. B is having its own child as C is having child as D is having child as F. Like this, similarly, we can have the relation, hierarchical relation on the right side of A as well. So now the first approach is pre-order traversal. So what will be the first here? Which node
A,
to visit first?
E,
A,
A. Okay. Then
B,
B. Then
C,
D,
C. Then
D,
D. Next
E,
E. Next
F,
F. Okay. Next
G,
G,
G.
X,
Next
X,
X. Next
Y,
Y. Next
T.
T. Okay. Now let us see if this particular whether this particular traversal is correct or it is wrong. Okay. Since pre means first I have to visit what? The left, sorry, the
node,
parent itself.
node,
Node, the parent node. So parent node here it is what? A. So first A will, then its left. In its left, what we have? B. We can say that B is again a parent here. So I should be visiting B. Okay. Then after I visit B, I have to go for what? Its left. Which left is what? C. Now I can say C is also a parent. So this should be visited next. Okay. Then since it is a parent, it will be having a left or a right. So is there a left? No, there is no left, but we have a right. So in the right, what we have? D. So the D we have to visit next because it is also a parent now. So D is having again its left and right. So the left has to be visited first. That is E will be visited. Okay. Then its right, that is F will be visited. Now, after visiting the F, the left part of A is completed. Then the right part I have to go. In the right part, what I have next is what? G. So G will be visited. Then since G is now a parent, its left I have to visit. Who is its left? X. So X will be visited in the next instant. Then since X doesn't have a left, but it has a right. Who is its right? Y. That Y has to visit in the next instant. After Y, since Y is also a parent which has only one child, that is T. So T will be visited in the next. You may observe here that this particular tree is still a binary tree. Definition of binary tree is what? A tree which can have maximum of 2 child. It may have one child accepted. Maximum it can have 2 child. You may observe B. B is having only one child. Yes, the definition holds good here. But a tree, a parent cannot have more than 2 child. Okay. So is this particular pre-order understood?
Yes.
Any doubts, Natasha?
Sir.
Okay. Now you tell me what will be in the in order. Pre-order is simple. In order and post order are little difficult. Not fully difficult, a little difficult. Okay. What will come in the in order? Which is the first one?
E.
E,
We are doing what? In order. In means in between
E.
left and right, I have to visit parent. Now, who is parent now? A is parent. So I can visit A now. I cannot now. I have to visit first its left part. Then only I can visit A. Correct? Who is left of A? Yes, Ajay. First, which one I should visit?
re,
So left of A.
Left of A. Left of A is what? Hmm. I have to start from what? The parent. Parent here is A. So I cannot visit straight away A because it is in order. So I have to first visit its left. So who is left? Is B.
B.
Is B a leaf node or is it making a subtree? It is making a
sub,
subtree here. So I cannot directly go
Yes, sir.
and visit the tree. I have to visit its left first. Who is its left? It is
C.
C. Okay. Is it making a subtree? Yes, it is making a subtree.
Yes.
Is there a left of this?
No.
No.
No. There is no left. Okay. Then, since it is in order, I have to first visit left, then parent, then right. Since in this particular C subtree, there is no left, so I cannot go in the left side. Okay, fine, I cannot go in the left side. After that, since left side is not present, and since it is in order, I have to visit the parent. So what is the parent here?
Apple.
C,
C.
So C should be read first. After this C is read, I have to revisit what? Right of that one. Left is not present, I left it like that. Then the middle, that is the parent, I read the parent. Then left out is what? The right side. In the right side, what I have? I have D here. Now, is this D is making a subtree? Yes, it is making a subtree with E and F. So I cannot read or I cannot visit D straight away. I have to first visit its left. Yes, its left is present here. What is the left here? E. So I have to read E next. Okay, then since I read E, then I have to read its parent. Who is the parent here? D. So this 3 has to be read. Then left completed, parent completed,
Parent.
and the its right side. Who is on the right? F. So F will be read now. Okay, so what happened? One second. So first was C, second was sorry
E.
E, then D, then F. Then after visiting F, what I should visit now?
B.
B
Who can tell?
or B.
E.
To visit the B. Why B? Because when I was descending on the left side, I completed the left part of B. Left part of B is entire these nodes. I completed these nodes. So who is left out? After completing the left side is the parent. So this parent B I have to read. After this B is read, then it's right. B is not, since in this case B is not having its right child, so I have to ignore that. So now I can say that the left part, that is left child of A is completed. Left of A is completed now. Since it is a in order, after completing the left, I have to visit what? The parent. So now the
A.
parent is A. So in the sixth, that is in the next stage, I will be visiting A. Okay, so left is done, parent is done. Now left outing is the right of the A. In the right of the A, next is what we encounter is G. Now since G is making a subtree, so I have to descend now. I have to go into its left. Who is its left?
X.
X. Now is this X is it making a subtree? Yes, it is making a subtree. Since it doesn't have a left, it has only right. So which one I will be reading first now?
X.
X.
Yes, I will be reading
X.
X first. Okay, since left is not there, I left the left and the parent I read as the X. Then I have to go for its right. In its right, what I have? Here is the Y. Now is it making a again subtree? Yes, it is making a subtree and it has T as its left. Since it is in order, I have to first visit its left. So next one will be T here. So at the 8th instance, I will be reading T. After reading T, which one I should visit?
Y.
Y.
It will be Y. So the parent is visited. After parent is done, what I have now? Right side. Do we have any right child of Y? No, we do not have a right child. So now here we have completed the part of this X. What is left out now? Which one I have to visit now?
G.
G.
Yes. Now
G.
left of G. Left of G is completed. Then I have to visit
Yes.
and that is G. G has to be visited now. Since I completed the left, then I completed the parent, and then since G doesn't have its right, I will stop over here. So it
Yes, sir.
C, E, D, F, A, then X, T, Y, and G. That will be in order. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what I will do is that these numbers I will remove. Now you tell me what I should be writing in order here. What is the first?
C,
C. After C,
E,
F. F.
after C it is A.
E.
It is not after C it is E.
Of
E. E.
yes.
After E,
D,
Then
D,
F.
F.
D. D.
F
Okay.
B
And
D,
F. After F,
B,
B
B. Then
A
A,
A
A.
A,
After
X.
A,
X
X,
X,
X. Then
T,
T
T.
T
T.
Then
E,
Y,
Y,
Y
Y.
I
Then G.
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 This is in order. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the post order. So let us directly, will you tell me what will be the answer for post order here? Post order means after visiting the left, right, then I have to visit the parent. So now parent here first I have to treat it as A. Then who is left of A?
B,
B. So here B is again what? It is a parent.
Parent
It is making a subtree. Okay, quickly will you tell me what should I write in the traversal here? Which one? What will come first?
E
3,
E.
E,
E
E. Okay.
F,
E F
F. Okay.
E,
D
D,
D. Okay.
C,
C C
C. Okay.
B,
B,
B
B.
T,
then so T,
T. Okay.
T,
T.
Y,
T Y
Y,
Y.
X,
X
X.
G,
G,
G
A.
A.
A
A. Okay. Let us examine whether this order is correct or not. Okay. Yes. So first we will start from A. It is a post order, left, right, and then the parent. Since B is a parent here, I have to visit its left. Yes, since C is also a parent, I have to visit its left and right. Left doesn't exist, we have a right. So after D, I have a left and right. So first will be what? Left. So E will be read first. Then after this E, the right of D is F. So F will be read in the second. Then its parent. The parent of E and F is what? D. So D will be read in the third. Now the right of C is completed. Left doesn't exist. So I have to read what? The parent. That is C will be read next. So I read the left part of B. Since B doesn't have a right, so I will exclude that. Then I will read B in the fifth instance. So B is read next. Okay. Then I completed now what? All the left of A. Then I have
A
the right of A. Right of A here is G. Since G is having its left is X. Since X is having its right, then it will be Y. Since Y is having its again left, then it will be T. So now T I have to read in the sixth instant. So T I read, its parent is Y, it doesn't have a right. So I'll skip the right, then I will read the parent, then Y will be right. Once Y is done, left of X, nothing is there. Right I covered, left is the parent. So parent X will be read at the 8th instant. Okay, then G's left side is covered, right side nothing is there. So left and right both are completed. Then next will be what? The parent itself, that is G. So G will be read is the next instant. So now I can say that left of A is covered, right of A is covered, then I have to visit what? The parent itself, that is A. Okay, so it will be E, F, D, C, B, T, Y, X, G, A. Is
E.
this clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes, students, are there any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? Okay, fine.
No, sir.
So now we'll just quickly go through the notes what we have shared with you. Okay. So the notes here is that the same thing is mentioned in the initial stages, that is the definition of the traversal and the three techniques. The techniques, three traversal methods definition. Pre-order. In this, we first visit the root, followed by the left subtree and then right subtree in pre-order. This in pre-order is important because if there exists a subtree, then again that subtree has to be visited recursively in a recurring fashion in the pre-order only. Okay, so the algorithm you may see here, algorithm is very simple. Okay, let me just increase the size here. Okay, fine. Yes, pre-order, algorithm of pre-order. T here indicates what? It indicates a binary tree. Okay, and T of left. T of left means it is the left child of T. T of right means right child of T. Let me annotate here. What this T indicates? T indicates a binary tree. Okay, then T of left means left child of the T, and T of right means right child of the tree. Now, in the algorithm, it is very simple. What condition we have? If T not equals to 0, means until there exists a node in that particular tree. Okay, until there exists a node, I have to do this one. Okay, first what? Since it is a pre-order, first visit that itself, that node itself. Then recursively call pre-order. Recurse means pre-order. I am calling once again the same algorithm with T of left. If that exists, if the node exists, then again recursively go in the same order. So first you may just see the first one is what? The node itself, then the left of that, then right of that. So these are recursively called in the function. In the same way, we also have the algorithm of the other two. So algorithm of the other two here, what we have? Let me scroll down here. In order. So in order means in this traversal, we first visit the left subtree followed by the root and then the right subtree in order. Again, this will be done in the recursive way. Only difference in the algorithm what you may find is that the appearance of these three statements. Okay, first in this case in the in order, first we will visit left. First we will visit the left of the tree, first left of the tree, and then the parent itself, then the right of the tree. This will be done what? In a recursive manner. Okay, then the definition of the next one, that is post order. In the post order definition, I think it is on the other side. In this traversal, we first visit left subtree followed by right subtree and then the root in post order. So again, the appearance of the statements is different here. First left, then right, then the parent itself. Okay, so the point of examination, you may get either a 2 marks question or a 5 marks question. in this particular concept. If it is a 2 marks question, then they might be asking you what is traversal or any definition of the any one of the traversal technique here. It could be pre-order, post-order, or the in-order. Okay. Or if it is a 5 marks question, then they may ask you to write a note on any one of the particular technique with the example. In that case, in the note, the definition, okay, you first need to write the what is traversal definition, then the that particular traversal, whether it is a in order or a pre-order or a post-order, that definition, and then the algorithm. Algorithm is mandatory. You need to write the algorithm. Then one example. Okay, example should be minimum of this many elements. Okay, you cannot have a b c only. At least you should have this as the example. Then write the pre-order values like this. Pre-order is this way, in order, and the post, whatever is asked. Probably if it is only pre-order is asked, only you are allowed to write the pre-order over there. So there will be a 5 marks for this one. Any doubts here?
No, sir.